In my hand, I've got a homemade smoothie. It's rough, it's coarse, made it out of fruit, a couple eggs, no milk, bit of ice cream, all organic. I can see on organic food products anyway what all the ingredients are. Now, when you go to an Australian, not an American, an Australian supermarket, and you look at the ingredients list, it says sweetener number 950. That's actually aspartame. I looked that up. There's a website. A friend of mine showed me this, and we did it as a bit of a joke. We had one of those bulk packs. He likes to save money, I get it. Of soft drinks, like miniature bottles of soft drink. Not cans, just plastic bottles. And he says, hey, here's this website where you can look up the chemical names of the sweeteners just by their numbers. Sweetener, browning agent, whatever. And we look it up, and it's like dibenzyl, ethyl, exyl, chloramine, sodipop chemical, whatever. The important thing is, we found out the hard way. There's a whole bunch of repugnant stuff in there. That drink, that's something I made. It has fruit. I left the peel on the apples. I know what's in there. I could choose what was in there. In Sugar the Bitter Truth, the presenter explains to people, you don't have much of a choice. You don't have much of a choice. And that's entirely the problem. Everything has sugar added to it. So when they tell us that there's going to be a tax, and they tell us that, oh, it's your own fault, well, what choice did we have? What choice do we have? If there's sugar in everything, then just the price of food goes up. And then you got people who will crave chemically sugar. This is the irony of the presentation, which I only figured out later. He says himself, people find it harder to give up junk food than they do to give up some forms of drugs. And why? Because they're more addicted to it. And it has less health ramifications. Something that I keep butting heads with my libertarian friends about and my anarchist friends is that we are not free of our biology. Our biology stopped evolving approximately 20,000 years ago, give or take. And regardless of where you think humanity was 20,000 years ago, what we were doing, our biology still favors the same things, still craves the same things, and can still be affected by the same things, more or less. So, here we sit, and I just see the same pattern happening all over again. People have had all other choices made impractical or demonized or in some way intellectually unpalatable. And then for the one choice that looked fine at the time and was presented well, for choosing that, we are victimized later on. I think the term a great YouTuber who's been contacting me recently and doing a bit of back and forth with me on the comment section was quite right, saying it's what the Americans call a bait and switch. Where you're baited into taking one option and then it's switched over to another. You already invested the time and effort to get one particular option in one direction, and when that direction leads you to something else, you're mentally and in some cases physically too exhausted to change direction. So anyway, this fizzy drink tax, it's just another tax. It's just another guilt trip. It's just another way of victimizing society. We don't need it. We didn't need it before. We don't need it now. We're not going to need it in the future. There's no point in asking people to pay more money. And where's that fizzy drink tax go anyway? No taxation without representation. That's a mantra we should all be remembering. I'm Ozzy Griffin. I hope this has been some food for thought. And a big hello to my friend God Shiva.